So yeah, again, they're just learning that it's not just them in their bubble in their classroom, but it's a whole world out there and they're a part of it. It's nature, it's animals, it's other human beings. So that all, so yeah, I think it's a very holistic experience that our school is giving to us.
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private and independent schools to bring you insights into school programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administration. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
My son was turning 2 at that time, and we were trying to figure out what daycare to put him in or how to go about his introduction to the bigger world out there. And one of our friends recommended Aurora Montessori School. Their son had started his school journey with Aurora Montessori School, and they said, before you decide anything, just go there, have a look, and you will not be disappointed. And we did not know much about the Montessori method. We weren't too sure about it, but just because this was a very close friend, we thought we should try it out. We went to the school and we got a tour of the school, and we were sold right at the time off because we just found the school to be so warm and friendly, and all the uh, people seemed like they really cared about the children. And I'll always remember the one thing that struck me about the school was that there was a two-way window to the classrooms, the younger classrooms, that is, and we could peep inside without disturbing the class. And the children seemed to be doing their own thing. At a desk, there were 4 kids. Each had their own material that they were independently working with. Uh, and I found that to be a very novel and exciting because each child was learning at their own pace independently, which I thought was such a good model for how an adult should be too. So that is one thing which really stuck out for me. So yes, the first week was challenging because of the separation anxiety, but we found that since then, there's never been a day when they thought that they did not want to go to school. They're always excited about going to school. The school is a safe and happy place for them. They feel that they have the independence to learn at their own pace. They don't feel rushed, they don't feel coerced. Uh, it's very flexible, easygoing, which I think yeah, about the Montessori method, I really like it. And especially, I think our school is doing it brilliantly well. So, yeah, they've always had a positive experience. I would say for both of them, because though they're very different in their temperament, I find that the thing they appreciate the most about the school, I believe, is their the flexibility to do work at their own pace, the flexibility to team up with partners to do a project or not. Uh, they feel very free to approach a teacher and ask for questions and clarifications. They do not feel that they are hesitant in any way or restricted in any way. So yeah, coming circling back to it, I think just the independence of the experience is very crucial to them. It's two things that I appreciate the most about the school. Uh, One is that the teachers, the administration, everybody involved genuinely cares about the children, and not only the academic sense of being, but also the just social sense of being. So I think that I believe is very important to me because a teacher who's not even my son's teacher sees him probably running in the hallway, she would stop him and say, "Hey, that's not a done thing." So I like that they genuinely care about the decorum, the respect, the dignity that my children should have and should have for other children at school. So I think that I really appreciate that there's this genuine care component to it. And secondly, yes, the academics, because school, after all, is uh, primarily for academics, though also for the social aspect of it. But yes, the academics are just brilliant. I believe all our teachers are amazing, and especially during COVID time when we had Zoom lessons. I remember that teachers would have difficulty explaining, let's say, for example, the concept of how to measure an angle in geometry to the kids. And they tried it out for 15 minutes and it's not panning out because children just don't know how to hold their protractors and go about it. And the teacher says, "You know what? Let's take a step back. We'll try it some other way." So I like that there's just not one way of reaching out to children. There are multiple ways, and the teacher will employ whichever way they can to get across to the children and have the material presented to the children in a way in which they can understand and learn. My eldest son was turning 3 at that time, so he would be transitioning to CASA level, and my second son was born beginning September. So I thought my eldest son would have too much of a change at school, going from one classroom to another, and at home because there's this new baby brother at home. So I told the school, I had to talk with them, and I said, no, I'm going to keep my child back in the same classroom for 1 extra year. And I think it'll just give him a sense of normalcy, at least at school. So 1 month passed by, and I got a school. I got a call from school, and the teacher from CASA level called me, and she said, "Hey, I know that you've chosen to keep your son in the toddler classroom, but I've been observing your son. He was supposed to come to my class, and you've decided to hold him back, and I totally appreciate that because as a parent, you have concerns." And she said, "I didn't reach out to you because I did know earlier because I knew that you had a new son at home. But she said, I've seen your son and he is utterly bored in the toddler classroom. I think he needs to move up." And she talked to me for, I think she spent her entire lunch hour talking with me, which was absolutely surprising, like you say, to me, because I did not expect that. And she said that, no, you need to send your son to me and we'll take baby steps. And if you're not happy, we'll take him back to toddler. And as a parent, uh, there was so much comfort for me. And that is what surprised me, that the school was willing to work with the child, but also with the parent and the emotions that the parent or a new mother might feel. And yes, my son transitioned. It was not easy, but looking back, it was the best decision for him because he did not waste 1 more year doing stuff that he already knew. And I think that was really surprising to me that the school was so invested in making sure that each child is flourishing. I can name a bunch of them. I think the most important for me, as I mentioned earlier, was independence. All the material is on display in the classroom. It's on a shelf, and the children know what's required of them during the day, and they can walk up to the material in any order that they please, pull it out, complete their task, and put the material back. And I like the fact that this is all done independently. They have learned, they've had the lesson plan, they've had the lesson, and they know what's expected of them. And they'll go ahead, they'll pull the material, do the exercise, run it by the teacher, wrap up everything, put it back. So I like that independence aspect of it because we do hope that our children are when they are adults, they are independent and they are able to take care of themselves. That is one important thing. The other thing that is important as a school value and also value for my own personal family life is that of cooperation, that all of us have to do things together to make it a success. I think a very good example is that the teacher has a bunch of tasks that is assigned to the children on probably a weekly or a rotating basis. I don't know how often the task has changed. And tasks as simple as watering the plants or maintaining the class plants, that is, and maintaining the library in the classroom, or making sure that all the tables are wiped down after snacks and lunches so that there's no mess left behind. And children do it. They know they're supposed to do it and they would do it. It's like a beehive. All these bees are working together, they're cooperating, and they know what's expected of them and they deliver, which I believe is wonderful. So I like that they're learning to cooperate, to work as a team, to make their classroom a better place. Honest, hardworking people is what comes to my mind. I find that a lot of parents uh, both both the mother and the father, or however it is, are working, and so everybody is on a tight schedule, and it's a lot of things to do. But this piece of schooling is so important to all of us that they make it happen. Uh, I think hardworking is what really stands out for me, because the parents I find are hardworking people. They have their own restaurants, they have their own small enterprises. They might be traveling to Toronto, downtown Toronto, every day to work. So everybody's putting in the effort, and I think that is one value that they want to pass on to their children too. That you work hard, but then you feel good about it, and you get the returns in terms of academic success or just family life success. So yeah, I think that is what all the parents are trying to do, is just have children who are academically successful, but also successful in society, who are well-rounded, rational thinking beings. I think that's what we are looking for. So, uh, and yes, I find that academics is a component, but it's equally important as the other social skills that the kids have, which I find is very important, that we place equal value on both sets of skills. My younger son is the person who gets assigned a task, and he's like, I get a task and I do it. And his teacher says that's his mantra. He gets a task, he will do it, and then he's done. And then he has all this free time that, oh, I have all this free time. What can I do with it? So for the past, I don't know, for this past year, my son has done a whole bunch of projects that he's taken upon himself that were not assigned to him. So he and his friend did a project on the human body just last week. He's right now working on World War II, which is again his choice. I'm not coaxing him to do anything, and he takes up all these projects, and then he gets to his teacher allocates him time. So this is a formal thing. The teacher allocates him time, and then he's able to talk to his class, and take questions and answer questions. And this is not part of the curriculum. He takes it up out of his choice, and his friends work with him. And I think that is something that he's very proud of, that he is, once he started doing it, his friends wanted to join in too. And they would do their work in time so that they could work with my son and do the project together. So he feels very good about it, that he's learning and he has his other friends learning with him. Generally very positive, especially given the COVID times. The teachers went beyond, way beyond what is asked and required of them, just to make sure that children understood. I know that one of the teachers in the CASA classrooms, my friend was telling me about it, that the teacher had a 1 hour lesson with the parent. So the parent in turn could teach the child at home. And this was a one-on-one lesson with the parent, because there's something called racks and tubes that we work with. And that is a very specific thing. And yeah, even I would need a refresher if I was supposed to teach it to my child. And the teacher made time to have a one-on-one lesson with a parent so that they could in turn teach their child. So that's what the genuine care that the teachers have, because they really want the kids to learn well and not just kind of gobble it up, but to actually absorb it for life. And the administration is very helpful anytime that I reach out to them with queries and questions, and especially during COVID times. They would answer all the questions. I could always reach back and say, hey, I still have another question. They will let me know. I normally have my call returned within a 24-hour time span, which I think quite good. So any query that I have uh, is generally dealt with within a 24-hour time period. First is the people in terms of everybody, the teachers, the specialty teachers, the administration, the principal, the owner of the school. They're a great group of people. So that is the first reason why anybody should look into Aurora Montessori School. The second reason is their strong academic program. I think they teach the children really well. The children understand the material. And again, a quick example. At grade 8, my son would be doing a grade 9 level math. So he already has a credit going into high school. I think which gives my son a little bit of wiggle room to play around with the other subjects he might want to indulge in, or extracurricular activities. So I find they have this transition from grade 8 to 9 is a big one. And they know that they've already bagged, for example, a credit. So I think it gives them a comfort going into the next grade. So the academic program is very strong. And the third reason I would say is that, yes, there's an equal amount of importance given to the academic development, but also the social development of a child and the values that are inculcated in the child. So I think those would be my top 3 reasons. The advice that I would give to families looking for a new school is that first of all, explore your options, because everything that is right for me might not be right for them, and vice versa. So you need to know what you're looking for in a school, and go to a whole bunch of schools, like tour them, take the tours, and then figure out what works best with your family. So that is one advice that I would give to the parent. And the second advice I would give to a parent is that we should not discount the soft skills for academics. I think children have to learn to be perseverant, resilient, independent, uh, uh, team players. And I think all those things are as important as the academics.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.